is on, that is on. Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Amit, and in today's video I have a very special guest with me, the very own Kinjal.
Hey guys, it's good to be back. I was on this channel a few months ago, and since then I've had my second hair transplant in Turkey. So what was that like? I'm sure you guys want to know. So let's dive in and let's talk about the good, the bad, and maybe the ugly.
If you've been following the channel, you know that I took my friend Kinjal all the way to Turkey to take him to the clinic that I went to, which was Vera Clinic, to get his hair transplant. And we got 2,400 grafts, and that was a little bit on your hairline, your mid-scalp, as well as the crown. A little backstory is that Kinjal had gotten his first hair transplant done in India. He didn't get the desired result that he wanted, so that's why he went back for a second one. Along with this came a lot of doubts about getting a second hair transplant, but going together with me, I think that's helped him a lot, as well as regain that confidence in getting the current look that he has today.
After round one, there's a lot of fears, but I think it's been good to get that second round done, and well, here we are. So thanks for coming along, and we're talking about it now.
Before we dive into his hair transplant results, definitely like this video if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to post as many videos as I can about a hair transplant, and obviously share people's journeys as well, and Kinjal's is obviously the first of that lot. So definitely stay tuned for more updates from him, but as well, if you guys are interested in sharing your hair transplant journeys, there's a link in the description below. Click it, sign up, include yourself, and we can definitely have a conversation about your hair transplants as well. All right, so let's jump straight into the entire journey of your hair transplant this time around. So after you went to Turkey, you got it done. After you left and came home, what was that experience like? How was the sleeping? How was the washing your hair? How was just everything, taking the medication?
It was awful. It was terrible. I hated it. The first 2 weeks were just hell, as any operation or surgical procedure would be. The sleeping upright, the having to just be really careful about everything on my head and hair, not being able to exercise or work out, having all of those protocols in place to shower, and just the aftercare. I think that was certainly a lot, but
yeah,
it's not like any of that was unanticipated. It wasn't ideal, but it was a very long 15 to 20 days afterwards.
Did you end up using the pillow that I gave you?
Yeah, the first present he's gotten.
Okay.
I'm just okay. That was a big one. That was a big one. I mean, I must say that pillow was an absolute game changer, lifesaver. So
nice.
Thank you. The honest truth is, there was a lot of sleepless nights. As someone who's a light sleeper, I found that was really difficult to get through.
What about washing your hair? Did you have any issues getting the scabs out and applying the moisturizer and shampoos?
Luckily, I had my partner around to help with that. Big shout out to Jess. It wasn't necessarily a challenge. That was probably the easiest side of things. You just had to kind of be regular with it and just ensure that everything was being done on time. Figuring out what needed to be done when, the regular kind of frequency of what medication to take, what creams to apply here and then, took a little bit of wrapping my head around. That was perhaps one of the most manageable side of things, and the clinic, they have great guides around that, so I think
even I have great guides.
Yes, no, I mean, I was
a lot of guides are coming out, by the way. I have a couple of e-guides on how to take care of your hair after a hair transplant.
Yeah, no, I think
that.
It goes without mention that I think I was continually coming back onto your channel because I didn't want to bug you, and I was going through the comments like all of you guys and just trying to figure out which videos to look at and the aftercare instructions. As you know, that was really helpful. So I'm glad. I'm glad that there was all of that in place.
All right, so we've talked about a little bit of the journey of how your hair was. So let's talk about what the actual results are from obviously what most people want to see. So as you all can see, his current hair right now has grown out quite a bit, and it looks really good from afar. So why don't you touch on the hairline first? Do you feel like there has been a big difference of the hairline?
I must say, I'm really satisfied with that. It's starting to fill out. It's starting to look a lot more like my original hairline. Definitely happy with that side of things. It's been getting progressively better. It's only been half a year, so yeah, there's still quite a ways to go.
What about the mid-scalp? I remember you added a couple of grafts in the middle as well. Do you think that's filled out a little better?
Well, to be honest, I didn't get that many grafts in the mid-scalp.
Yeah.
Whatever gains, have been marginal. More or less, I'm happy with the fact that and my hair loss hasn't progressed in the mid-scalp area.
Finally, the crown. At the 8-month mark, what do you think how it's looking, and what are your thoughts of it so far?
So far, I think there's definitely improvement. It's perhaps not as significant as the frontal hairline. Like, I am optimistic that it'll continue to develop and get better. I'm just kind of aware that even though it hasn't completely covered that region, that there's still quite a ways to go. So I'm holding my assessment until more time elapses.
For me personally, when I went through my first hair transplant, going through getting the hairline and mid-scalp done, the results were pretty prominent by the 8th month, and it was such a drastic difference from before and after. But even for me, during the crown phase, the 8th month mark, I didn't see that much of growth as well. There was growth for sure, but there was a lot of areas that weren't covered up. The most important thing is to make sure you have the right expectations when you get a hair transplant, especially for the crown, because generally it does take longer to cover up. But what I've learned is that if you already have hair in that area, it obviously helps you get that full coverage that you want. If you're losing a little bit hair in the crown, you go and get it done, then yes, that's great that you're going to probably get a decent result. But if you've had nothing there from the beginning, like a bare flat surface, which is what I kind of had, and I think you also had that for a little bit, we're not going to get the perfect result that we're after, but we get some of our hair back, enough for us to be able to walk out and not really worry about what other people are thinking, or even pointing at us to be like, hey, why do you have no hair on the back of your head? No one's gonna do that.
I mean, no one's gonna do that. Yeah, that's just, you know, our things.
It's just something that mentally we just keep thinking that, but I think, again, like when we were in Vancouver, that's all we thought about. We're like,
yeah, but
someone's gonna see my head. No.
But that's why therapy.
No, God. From based off of the results that you've had now versus what you had a year ago, or sorry, 8 months ago, I think there has been a drastic improvement. Your hair right now looks pretty great as it is. From a distance, people looking at you won't have that issue. It's still early stages in my opinion. In a couple of months, maybe we'll catch up again and we'll kind of see what that full result looks like. So now that we've seen an updated version of his hair, I'm curious what you're kind of using right now for your daily aftercare.
I've been on dutasteride for a while. I think dutesteride's one of those that I've identified as probably the best fit for me. And then along with that, I'm taking biotin supplements and a multivite. I was also on oral Minoxidil for a bit. It was going fine, but I just wanted to go back to using something that was more FDA approved. And so I switched over to your product, the Minoxidil foam, and I think, oh yeah, here it is. This has been great. I think, especially because I have curly hair, you know, it's been helpful as a foam, the residue and stuff. So that's been good. So those are the two things that I've been using since.
So for those who don't know, I actually have created my own brand called Postgrafts Hair Care. I am trying to help people with hair transplants as well as hair loss. And my first product is a Minoxidil brand. It has a lot of the good ingredients of Minoxidil, biotin, as well as additional DHT blockers. Kinjal's been great and kind enough to attempt to use this out and try it out for the first 3 months and kind of see that progress of his hair growing. We've both seen that transformation along with his hair transplant results, and it's been really good. I've been guiding him along the way, and I can't wait to share this with you guys very, very soon. If you're interested in supporting me and as well as my new brand, there is a link in the description below. Sign up for updates and hopefully you guys will get it very, very soon.
Along with, you know, the supplementation and all of that, just, you know, trying to be much more mindful with my overall diet and making sure I kind of get the entire spread of nutrition and just balanced eating and exercise. Obviously, those things are things that I'm focusing a lot more on in general. So I think, you know, all in all, that helps.
So you guys have obviously heard of what Kinjal's been using, what he's been doing during his hair transplant, and I've been helping him along the way throughout his entire journey. I can do the same for you guys as well. I have a one-on-one hair transplant consultation service that you can sign up for with the link in the description below. I help basically you from the start to end. If you have any questions about a hair transplant or what you need to use in the future, definitely book some time with me if you're interested to have that conversation, and I'll try to help you out wherever I can.
You'll really find that just having those conversations about this sort of stuff can go a long way, even though it might seem like a small thing. It helps decision points and information. So yeah.
Okay, so I think yeah, thanks for coming back, Kinjal, showing everybody your new hair. Are you happy?
Yeah, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. So far, so good. I appreciate the fact that you've been able to contribute little bits and pieces of your own background and experience. I think that's what, you know, always proves the most helpful.
One last thing is to shout out to Vera Clinic. Obviously, they've done my surgery twice. They've done his once. I think at the end of the day, you know, if you find the right clinic that you want to go to, it doesn't have to be Vera Clinic, it can be any clinic out there, but at least the ones that we went to are tried and tested. And if you're interested to go to the same clinic, there's a link below, click it, and sign up for a free consultation. It'll pair you with a consultant who will give you all the advice that you need. And of course, if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below and I'll try to assist you wherever I can. Finally, if you have any more questions about Kinjal and his hair transplant, leave them in the comments below. I'll also link his video of the hair transplant that he went to in Vera Clinic. So check it out. There's a lot of videos, a lot of information out there on my channel. Subscribe and like if you guys haven't already. Really appreciate all of you. Really appreciate you, Kinjal, for coming by and showing everybody your updates. And I'll catch you guys very, very soon in the next one. Peace.
If you'd paused, I would have been like, or just wait for my YouTube channel. Just kidding.
I have competition.